Hey, AfterBuzz TV fans, tune in now for the Into the Badlands Season 2, Episode 2 recap, Force of Eagle's Claw.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
If you're getting nostalgic vibes, that's not an accident. No, this is not the Game of Thrones after show.
Nope.
But there was heavy GOT vibes.
At least for me. I don't know how you felt about it.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't escape it, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Great show. Can't wait till the summer till that comes out. Till then, we have this show, which is hopefully keeping the mood tense.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
In that regard. Alexis and I are keeping it down, holding it down tonight for you. Where can they follow you?
You can find me all over social media at Torres890.
Awesome. You guys can follow me everywhere at Hey John Blake. Oh God,
I love this music so
much. It's so good. A lot of references, though. I mean, I think that's sort of a good thing in this.
Yeah.
We talked about this last episode.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of it takes everything that works in other shows that we know and love and kind of combines them in a new and fresh way.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I mean, it's sort of like a mashup of everything I like.
Yeah,
in
and I love
TV.
the fact that the show can still, like, sometimes when we watch shows like this, like, I feel like that element of surprise is kind of gone. You're like,
Right.
well, predicting that's gonna happen, and it did. But this time, like, I actually, like jumped out of my seat. I was like, oh!
Right.
So, especially with random spears. So.
Well, yeah, I think they execute everything so well that, like, I'm totally not mad that it's, like, you know, an homage to scenes that, like, are similar but different and new.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've seen, like, kung fu movies have existed for a while, so like
Yeah.
them, like, martial arts fighting, not new, but how they kind of weave everything together, I think really is. We start off in a fight that's, like, very much Gladiator to me, like
was
when they're
great.
like chained together and they're like, well, you're awesome, but
Figure
you
it out.
suck, so hopefully that balances each other out.
Yeah.
And again, like, even though we've seen that dynamic before where they've, like, chained two people together for, like, sort of a fight to the death, it was different. Like, I always, like, struggle with this name, Baiji.
I think he's just called Badgie. I think
Badgie,
that's what it is.
okay.
Again, I know that someone last week in
Yeah.
last week's
We
episode
need the
wrote it down
fanatics,
there.
totally.
I don't remember. If anyone could put it in the chat, which welcome Mr. D-Style09, Steven, Cartier, Ramen in the chat actually was like,
Ramen, nice.
yeah, Ramen Shaman,
like
which is
it.
amazing.
That's the best.
Also, I really want
yeah.
ramen now.
Yeah, just
He actually, I don't know if you're he or she, but this person said, hey, weren't y'all supposed to cosplay Into the Badlands when the show came back? If the original, if the OG,
All right,
if the OG came back, I would love to do that. I mean, we do have two new hosts. If you didn't tune in last week,
We do.
We did have Mike Kalinowski. We do have another
Mike,
Michael,
right?
Yeah, who hasn't been with us yet, but he will definitely join in later and things like that. So maybe.
yeah, we
Figure it
got to
out.
figure out who we'll get some more characters.
Well, I
in.
already know
mean,
Mike
we're-
Kalinowski's gonna be Ryder. I love you, but you're gonna be Ryder.
Just-
Sorry.
Sorry, dude.
And,
Someone's got to be Ryder.
yeah, and I think Michael Young, if you don't know who he is, you should look him up. He's amazing. I think he could be a really cool Nick Frost for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So.
Very cool. Well, yeah, we'll stay tuned for that. We'll have to bust it out for a special, like,
Yeah.
maybe the finale. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get crazy. But yeah, back to the
Sorry.
fight real quick. No, I mean, I definitely want to address that.
Yeah, because I totally
Yeah.
forgot, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, you know what? We
Thank
totally
you.
did promise
Yeah.
that."
I want to stay true to what we
Heck
promised.
yeah, for sure.
Speaking of staying true and sort of expanding on greatness, this fight was cool for me at least.
Yeah.
Because they really used, Nick Frost, like, his actual, like, who he is. Like, he's a big dude. Like, there's
Yeah.
no, getting around that.
Oh, God, that was
but
funny.
how, it's obvious that he might not be the best fighter, but how Sonny was able to, like, use his weight and, like, he pretty much, like, catapulted
That
him,
was
like,
amazing.
into this dude. And I was like, wow, that was, like, really, it was such a cool maneuver that actually used his weight, like, in a meaningful way.
And like what you said earlier, the fact that with martial arts we've kind of seen, at least martial art movies, kung fu movies, and things like that, we've always seen like Jackie Chan's always use
Right.
someone else's arm, he's
Totally.
flipping over people. But I love that we were able to still get that same kind of traditional choreography, but kind of use it in a different light with just a little bit more humor. It's a little bit more dark, and the fact that Nick Frost is always up to do his own stunts,
Right.
so I can just imagine him actually flipping over.
Yeah, he
and
like pretty much
hitting
made
with-
him a wrecking ball.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
yeah,
Bro.
it was fantastic. I actually squeed when it happened. I was like, this is amazing. And I want more of this, but I'm hoping, because I mean, even later on in the fight down where they were kind of like trying to, it looked like they were underground and they were trying to get out. Nick Frost, at least, oh my god, I'm gonna just call him B. B pretty much, he knows how to block. He definitely knows how to punch and knows how to,
Right.
to get his way out.
You
He's
definitely
just-
take hits.
Yeah, I just feel like he's just not, obviously, I don't think anyone's at the level at Sunny, but like, he can take care of his own, which is great.
And he was actually contributing to the
He
fight. I
was.
mean, when they went into like they very close to that fan, that was
Yeah.
such a cool scene. How he like Sonny was like fighting with the grate of it.
Oh,
like
so cool.
that was badass. I've never really seen that before, so that was really fresh and new for me.
Yeah.
Then he was in like extreme danger.
Yeah.
The fan blades was actually like giving him a haircut.
Yeah,
like,
I
that
thought it was really
close.
funny because I was like, clearly that wouldn't actually happen
Right.
on set, but I love that little CG little.
Yeah, just like,
I was like, oh my
definitely
god.
just trimmed his hair off.
But I definitely thought that Nick Frost was going to stab Mouse, not put
Right.
it through the blades. But I'm fine with that. Either
Yeah, at
way,
least he helped. At least he,
Yeah.
did something. He
I'm
wasn't
okay with
complete
this.
dead weight.
Yeah.
So that was kind of
So
cool to
funny
yeah,
today.
exactly. Well, I mean, this episode was ripe with it.
Yeah.
It was cool to also see that B could contribute in other ways beyond, like he did provide some value to Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sunny, put kind of on a pedestal, or at least I
Yeah.
was. Like
I
I
was
thought,
too.
I was like, dude, this guy is perfect in every way. Like he's just a badass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's the one.
He's the one.
But to see him out of his element, like he really didn't know anything.
No.
He couldn't wasn't able to find food. Not that he was kind of like putting that on his list to do.
No. But it
But
makes sense.
yeah, I mean, he
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
couldn't get out of the chains. B was like very helpful. That was kind of a surprise ending. You like actually knew what he was doing with the little
Yeah.
rat bone.
Yeah, I just thought it was very interesting because the fact that it makes sense for Sunny because he's been in the Badlands his whole life. He doesn't really, I mean, we don't really know what happened when he was younger. I mean, to a point, I know that we knew a few things about him, but at least in the Badlands, at least where Quinn was barren and everything like that, it looks like, everybody lived a pretty good lifestyle. Everyone was able to get food from a market
Right.
and things. So I don't really see Sunny as being that survival type. Since B is so good, Nick Frost's character is so good at just being like, I'm kind of a drifter. I kind of go wherever an opportunity presents itself. I feel like he's had to, go through nights
Right.
looking for food. So it'll be very interesting to see, and I love that they decided to not just be Nick Frost, being an annoying character.
Yeah.
Like, he clearly has things and skills that he can one-up Sunny, which is fantastic.
Exactly. I love how
Yeah.
they again strategically use Big B.
Yeah, I love that Big B.
for to be comic relief, but not overused. It's not
Yeah.
like too much. It never feels like it's out of place.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Again, it's such a interesting role reversal from season 1 where we had Sunny as like the know-it-all master. He was a
Yep.
regent of like the whole area. Like everybody in the Badlands looked up to him, and for him to finally be sort of on this
Equal
uneven
footing, yeah.
like standing ground where he knows nothing.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, and I'm really glad that we decided to take this route instead of Sunny just being this kind of superhero, just kind of going through the Badlands
Right.
or going through whatever land that he goes through and just, wreaking havoc. But at the same time, he could still do that. He's just learning.
Yes.
So-
No, he's still very much a badass.
Yeah,
None of that has
not
changed.
changed.
But yeah, it's interesting to see sort of him try things that don't necessarily work, and he's starting to get, I think, frustrated
Yeah.
because he's so out of his element, and he tries to do things the way he's known, and they don't necessarily work. So it's going to be interesting to see him kind of grow as a character, maybe have to adapt a little bit more, and maybe Big B can help him with that.
Oh, it's gonna be
Obviously,
so good.
running into the wall again.
Yeah,
like probably
that
the
was
biggest.
a little too real
Yeah.
even for me. I was like, oh, take those
Little-
political things out of my
Yeah,
head.
exactly. Yes, very meta
Yeah, right?
for that.
Yeah, which I don't think that's what they were going for. I
Right.
think it just kind of happened. But I do like that we're getting more history now, that it wasn't the Barons who put this
Mm-hmm.
up. This has been here forever. So I'm like, who's putting walls up?
Exactly.
In our,
Yeah, very interesting. Because it's not a small wall.
No,
this is
it's
not even
huge.
like Trump would be very impressed. He'd be
Yes,
like,
I know.
I didn't even think that was the thing.
Yeah, like that's insane, and it went on for miles from that shot that
Yeah.
we saw at the very end. So
I mean, it was
wow.
like more massive than the Great Wall of China. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that's
No,
the
I agree.
golden standard for walls.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, we're gonna one up
and
you by
not
doing
even
this.
not even close.
Oh
So
my god.
pretty crazy stuff.
Ew.
But I like how we brought back more characters. Prediction confirmed
Yeah, we got
of,
Lydia
of
back.
Lydia. So stoked about that.
Yes.
I was, I mean, she could not have had a better, like, it's pretty much Red Wedding V2.
That's why we picked Game of Thrones, because I felt like that was exactly what it was. Even though for people who were watching Game of Thrones, you kind of had an inkling that something bad was going
Right.
to happen. With this one, it was kind of like, oh, that's a person. Oh, okay, this guy just died.
Yeah, and he
Holy
just
crap.
got speared in the
On
chest.
his wedding day.
Yeah.
It just hurts my soul.
No, exactly. I mean, I almost felt like this was, in a lot of ways, like, worse because it was so unexpected. We were,
Yeah, we weren't ready.
everything was good. Like, I knew nothing about these characters that were on their wedding day. Like, I was like, okay, we're about to meet some new people, and that was taken away very
so quickly. Yeah, and it
honeymoon is
sucked.
over.
Yeah. It was just so interesting how we were able to get enough of what their religion or their faith is just from this one sequence. The
Right.
fact that they wanted, I'm really sad that this happened, but I'm also happy because Lydia looked so happy that she was like, everything is great. This day is beautiful. I have your little totems. I'm going to present them
Yeah.
to you. Everything's fine. And I'm just like, oh God, I hope nothing ruins it. Clearly, I called it on that part.
Cut
but,
to
yeah.
spear being thrown at the ground.
But and again, I found it interesting that she had a toast and she said that, thank you guys for accepting me. You guys are the ones that saved me through my tough times. And her dad just leans over and is like, no, we didn't save you. The gods did. I was like, ooh, okay. All right, religion. We get it.
Yeah, and it's interesting that they're so passive. I mean, I kind of like how everything is so different from each other.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting to see, like, that their beliefs, like, literally were so extreme in that, like, they would literally let people just march in and kill them and not do anything.
At least from what we've learned from the Lydia Ryder scene, which we'll get to, is the fact that it looks like Quinn was protecting them. So even if they
Right.
did run into nomads, I don't think they've had to deal with them that much. But it also looked like they didn't really, it's not like they didn't care. It's just that it was,
They weren't going to engage.
they weren't going to
at
engage.
all.
It was like, if
Yeah.
I'm going to die, I guess this is what's going to happen. And I'm going to go to that next level of, I'm not quite sure what this faith, where you go to
Right.
after that. But, whoa.
Yeah,
that was
no,
rough to
intense.
watch.
I mean, clearly a peaceful way to live and just be like very Sweden about everything.
yeah, no,
but
for real.
like it would be hard to. I wouldn't be able to do that because how can you just
watch
sit by? I mean,
yeah.
it's the ultimate like reactive like. Destiny version of religion where everything is
Correct.
like preordained and whatever happens will happen.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, I'm not as down with that.
No, I was definitely with Lydia on this one. I was scared that they were going to make Lydia's character just idly stand by and
Right.
not do anything, but I felt like as soon as they started to threaten the dad, I was like, okay, either A, he's going to die and she's just going to have to deal with it, or
Right.
she's going to go through a rampage after he dies, but I'm glad that we got to that point before, and she just
Right.
freaking threw that knife right at that
So
guy.
cool.
It was so great.
Oh my god, Livia's a sap. She's like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
Might be my favorite character now.
No, I
because
think she did really well.
She murked both of those guys.
So insane. And I was really upset that they were watching her literally gasp for air.
Right. And not doing anything. Like there was so many more of them.
Do you think
They could have done something. Anything at
Do
all.
you think, because it looked like the wife of, newly widow.
Yeah.
God.
The bride?
Yeah, the bride, the newly blushing bride with her own husband's blood on her.
Still, literally still in her wedding dress.
She looked like something not changed her, but it looked like she was kind of reflecting on what just happened.
Because, I feel like there was a moment where they almost took her.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, that would be the worst. Like,
yeah, and it was very interesting to see because it looked like she was kind of contemplating, like, okay, did Lydia do the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
Did she not? I don't really know because I'm also in a very emotional state because I just lost my husband and watch him bleed to death in front of me.
Yes,
but
a little shell-shocked.
Yeah, so I don't know if maybe, since I'm assuming they kicked out Lydia, that's what I'm going to assume. I don't know if she's going back or if she's staying. We don't really know what happens. But if she does go back, I want to see if this bride does anything or if we're just going to just go past this.
Yeah, I would love her to, I mean, because her dad was not pleased with how she reacted, which is ridiculous because she saved his life.
She saved everybody.
And yeah, and possibly everybody's. Like, they were kidnapping one other girl, and God knows what would happen to her.
I don't want to think about it.
And, you know, like, for her to be excommunicated after saving the day would, you know, be a very upsetting reaction for me.
Yeah.
I really hope that she kind of comes in. If that did go down behind the scenes, I would want her to kind of Jerry Maguire the situation and just be like, who's coming with me? Because this is not good.
Yeah, and like, you can't just idly sit by and let people actually bully you to death.
Right. Exactly. So, I mean, that's not a way to live, to just, like, you know, whatever. Yeah. It's so unreactive. It's becoming a problem. Yeah, it's
becoming a cult, guys.
Right. No, it's definitely a cult. And it's like, you need to, especially in their world, you know, stand up for yourself. You have to have some, you know, right and wrong. Like, you can't just take my stuff.
Yeah, so I'm really glad, even though this wouldn't have happened if Quinn went down, you know, the way that he did, it clearly would have been protected. But I'm really glad that Lydia was there because I feel like even though it was only 2 guys, it would have just, they like, what, took out like 3 people, including the husband, like they're in the newly husband. It's just a woof.
And they were like laughing about how easy it was. Like, no one was fighting back. They were just like bashing people in the
so hard
in the head. They just kneeled down and we were like, "Yep, that's take whatever, whatever you got to do."
So, but then Lydia goes to
Ryder.
Y'all who've been on the show with me before, you know how we feel about Ryder. He is a piece of doo-doo, and I hate him so much. And this just proved it even more. Even though
living up to his name.
But like, but like, I don't know how you felt about it, that Lydia was just trying to be a mom again immediately, even though she's been gone for 6 months.
Right. I mean, she's still a little condescending to him, and I mean, I can't blame her either, because if I had a son named that was Ryder, I'd be pretty disappointed.
Yeah, no, like, straight up.
Full disclosure. That being said, you know, she did come to him for help. I was torn. In my mind, he definitely did the wrong thing by like, turning away his mom. Not cool. But given how he's grown up and how he's been treated as a son and how they pretty much made it common knowledge that he was not good enough and like couldn't do it. Oh my God. You know, I don't blame him entirely for being like,
yeah, like, you know, there was a little bit of column A and column B for me when it came to it, because yes, her last lines were, "You're not going to last a month, you know, without being,"
pretty harsh words.
Yeah, correct. And but also at the same time, he betrayed everybody,
and he forced her out. So he kind of caused
all of this drama. And
I still blame Ryder at the end of the day.
Every time, it's always Ryder's fault.
It's all his fault.
It's always his fault. Whatever, he's gonna get his. I know he didn't get it in season 1. It's gonna happen.
Oh, it's totally gonna happen.
I am not gonna be down
because you know, he sends her away. Then he calls this covenant to kind of get everybody. Isn't it?
No.
Covenant?
It's I wrote it down. Conclave.
Yes. I knew it was a C word.
Yeah, no, you were close. But yeah, conclave, and it hasn't happened in a decade.
Yes.
That's so interesting.
Power move. Probably not going to work out for him, especially since we know that Waldo is like very in cahoots with Tilda and the widow and all of the butterflies, and they're definitely going to rain some death on this conclave.
Which I thought was interesting, because I love that Waldo was sitting there going, "You have to go, you have to play politics," even though Widow's like, "This is not," and we already knew that she's not a leader, but she's trying.
Right.
So he's like, "You got to do this," and she's like, "Okay, what happens if the things don't go well?" "Well, I guess we're just have to kill them all."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Yay!"
So badass. I was just like, excellent.
But I do like his talk with Tilda in the beginning, where he's like, the reason why Sunny was the best regent in the Badlands and always will be, I mean, until what happened after, was that he kept his emotions in a box. He let something get under his skin, and it went to crap. And I'm like, kind of, yeah. I mean, also the fact that Vale was pregnant, so he had to think, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. So
yeah, it's hard to kind of take a step back from that. So I side with Sunny on this one and say between being best regent and
being dad.
being dad to your family, I gotta kind of go with option B.
Yeah. So I do think that Tilda. I do like the fact that Tilda is passionate.
Right.
But I do think that Waldo is going to have a point, because I feel like this MK thing's going to obviously come back. We're going to get our reunion, and it's going to be like, I'm supposed to kill you and capture you, but I can't because I love you, and it's weird.
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's exactly sort of setting the stage, and I think even though, I mean, Tilda sort of, in my mind, is the prodigy, kind of.
Heck yeah.
I mean, aside from MK, who, if we'll see if he survives the Dark MK battle.
MK.
But I mean, Tilda's definitely been within the Badlands the star.
Yeah.
And so I think, especially with Waldo's training,
oh man,
would kind of
killer.
Be in position to be the best regent.
Yeah.
Again, we'll see what happens with MK. Those emotions.
The feels.
Yeah, the feels for days.
Feels.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
But speaking of MK, we definitely get some more training elements. It was very Batman Begins, where he's got to breathe in the
I was
crushed
like,
flower thing.
What's happening?
It's very raw.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Was the fact that they were in the mountains. They're in somewhere.
Yes,
that's where
they're all
is.
monked out.
Yeah.
They're there's smoke and mirrors.
I was just like, who built this? Who built
She
this?
even says, she's like, breathe. Literally the line. I was like, yes, Batman Begins, so good.
Like, what is happening? Is Liam Neeson gonna come out and be like, I'm here to train you?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, pretty much, there's a dark MK. Very.
I love that. Again, that's why I'm wearing my Legend of Zelda shirt, even though it's Majora's Mask. But Ocarina of Time, very dark Link, or dark MK, Nega MK kind of thing, which was awesome.
Yeah, Bizarro MK.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just very interesting because, one, in my head I was going, if you're facing dark MK, in my head I was going, if we're facing the past, shouldn't it look like past MK? But I was like, we can't do that because clearly we have to shoot it now. Of course. You can't mess up that beautiful braid and everything, so.
Well, yeah, and I think the dark version kind of overtakes him whenever he is angered, or his blood is spilled.
Yeah.
So that kind of evolves or grows up with him.
Yeah, exactly. So I got over that.
Yeah.
But I was thinking,
crazy. Yeah. Dark MK definitely beat the crap out of regular MK.
Yeah, that was rough. But I do, we always talked about that we didn't know enough about him, especially in season 1, because that was supposed to be the whole mystery about him. But we found out that, I mean, I think we knew that he killed a bunch of people in a boat. I think we knew that from season 1.
Glad it was fully confirmed, and he's been and explored in the sense that he's been grappling with that, and he's okay. I knew it, kind of. It's pretty much like he woke up from a drunken blackout, knew he did some things, but was avoiding actually confronting the issues.
Yeah, it's pushed to the back of his head.
Okay, I may have done some stuff. I may have texted some people I shouldn't have.
Oh man, those drunk texts, man. But yeah, it's very interesting to see him being like, oh, I didn't know that this happened. I'm like, I feel like we talked about this, but I don't think he was present at that talk. Right. I don't think. But I love that the master doesn't look like she's got everything under control. She looks like she's having a hard time. Right. So I do like that aspect of, she's like, oh, I know all the answers to your questions, right? Instead of it being like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta figure this out.
Just whoops, sorry.
Thought that was gonna help.
But yeah, it was cool that it's almost like she is. I know she mentioned that she hasn't seen someone with his power in a while. Yeah. But it's almost like it's such a it's almost like she doesn't even see how intense his power is, because there's a time where she has to pull him out, and she's like, whoa, things got too intense real quick.
I don't know what's going on in there.
Did not see that coming. Things escalated.
Yeah, it's like Inception. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Just, whoops, sorry, too much too fast.
Yeah, let's
pump the brakes.
Yeah, let's bring it back. Put it in reverse.
Yeah, cool that she has the power to kind of dip him in and out of whatever daydream thing. Yeah. like whatever Ra's al Ghul spell.
Just stop inhaling that stuff. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
we don't need it.
CPR real quick. Splash some water on him.
Smack him around, just like get out of it.
Did the Inception thing. Just dip him into a tub.
Yeah, we'll be okay. Poor thing.
But he does come out of it. He is unscathed. But you never know what could happen if he did lose or something or got
ask about
killed.
That. Do you die in game? Do you die in real life? Is
Maybe.
that how that works?
Probably. I mean, he was very out of breath when he
sweating.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he was. He was definitely in cold sweats for
sure.
Several times.
It's also
I mean, every single time he's been very sweaty.
No, but I also think that anytime he walks into that room with the master, he's already sweating. So
can we dial down the incense here, people? Like, it's hot.
Why is it so hot?
Open a window. It's gonna draft.
Next to you. What's happening?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
It's like, what? We're sleeping in hammocks, guys. This is not good.
Every time they wake up,
it's very humid.
It's
very humid. Well, I mean, there's a waterfall very close by.
So I'm just assuming it's just humid all the time. Where are we?
I guess so.
How did we get from this really beautiful mountaintop to now he's like in this weird jungle area?
Yeah, we should set up camp somewhere a little bit more like California, Mediterranean climate.
Apparently, jeez, but but yeah, I don't know what will happen after that. I don't know how far he can go, but clearly there has to be something with his mother.
Yes, he's digging for those answers. Hopefully he finds those sooner rather than later and gets a little bit more control, because right now he's getting his ass beat by Dark MK.
Yeah, but it's really cool because the sequence reminded me, if anyone's watched that Jet Li movie called Hero, where like they're in the forest and there's like that's kind of that.
They're dancing on the trees.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of thinking of every time they climbed up on the trees. I mean, that's pretty normal. Even in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, they had those scenes as well. But like, it was just really cool to see that, especially because they're very color coded too, because he was wearing purple. He was wearing black. It was just really cool. And so I'm hoping that we get to see, I'm assuming we're going to get to see more of that as the season progresses. So
super cool. I mean, I like those face-offs. That fight was so well choreographed.
Oh, beautiful.
Obviously, they got a great stunt double
because it looks just like him.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell. I mean, again, the cinematography was shot so perfectly that I was looking for that. Like,
me too.
I was like, which one actually? Like, but I couldn't figure it out. So, kudos to the production team.
You guys are so great.
I can't wait to also see maybe an in real life battle between MK and his buddy, his bunk buddy.
Because he left.
Because he bounced
in
the middle of the night. Just like,
okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah, just later.
But I love that. Oh my god, I don't even know that girl's name that's helping him train. But,
yeah, the blonde girl.
Yeah, the blonde. And
who is she? I kind of want more of her. She's
apparently she's killed people though.
Yeah, she's done some bad stuff and is totally fine about it.
She's like, well, I mean, but she's also been there for a while, so maybe she's gotten
closure. Yeah,
clearly everyone's just inhaling this weird smoke, and everyone's just fine with killing people in the past.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
But yeah, so the fact that she's like, they will always find you, and I was like, what the hell does that mean?
A little sinister.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Monks shouldn't be chasing people through the streets, just saying. But we already saw that, because technically they found MK, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I mean, I wonder what they're preparing for. We will have to wait and see.
Still don't know.
But meanwhile, in West Avalon, which is like a very built-up fort that no one knew about this whole time.
I guess. I don't know.
But I digress. It's got the Baron. He's, of course, running things already.
I love that it's just Quinn and his Clippers like went with him, and he's just like, we're all good here.
I don't see. I mean, maybe is that the same Clippers? Maybe.
Well, I mean, he said that most of the people that followed him were, thank you for following me after the fort fell. So I'm assuming that these are the same people that he's probably trained, or whatever. So I'm assuming Clippers,
that makes sense. I
don't know what
I missed that.
Yeah, I don't remember what they are before they become a Clipper. The training sequence when they were younger. Cogs.
Cogs, yeah.
So I don't know, whatever. And so that's what was happening. I think they just all followed him, and I'm like, Quinn is crazy. We've already seen this. He's already sick. He's gonna die. I think his brain is just slowly becoming mush.
his cancer problems or whatever the disease he had that was killing him is actually
making him crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been in remission enough for him to basically blood baptize Simba.
Oh my god, I hate that Yeah, when he was just
Henry.
like, Simba, I mean Henry.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's-
oh, that's so gross.
Just everything the light touches. They even had a moment like that when he opened up the door for Vale and was like, I told you, son.
Yeah, look,
Boom.
see, everything the light touches is gonna be just you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just for you. But I mean, it's weird because even though Quinn is crazy, hashtag Quinn crazy, cray cray. I love how the guy who was creeping on her, which was, oh my god, it was so
Right.
weird. It was just like, hey.
Yeah, just like, it was so like,
breathing on the window.
literally with the window, it was like, couldn't be more peeping Tom. It's like, dude, really?
He couldn't even
Like-
be subtle about it. He's just like, hey.
Yeah, just,
It reminded me of like Hey
lady.
Arnold with that kid with the glasses who just heavy
Yeah.
breathes next to Helga, and it's like, that's what it reminded me
yeah.
of.
I wish he did that. That'd be
Yeah, no,
perfect.
but I mean, technically Quinn did it for him, and he's like, oh yeah, do you enjoy your job? Stab in the eye. And I
Yeah.
was like, what's happening right now? You're
Pretty
gonna drink
cool.
that? Don't drink that. Don't do
Yeah.
okay, that's fine. Oh, you're gonna touch the baby? Oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
There's so many
gross.
emotion.
I mean, and we were talking about this a little off screen. Like Baron has definitely been putting out the creeper vibes a little
No,
bit with
with the weird
with
hand,
Vale, yeah.
the little hand touching. I was like, please stop.
He's getting a little handsy. He's getting a little handsy,
I hate
people.
you.
But I mean, I get why. Like
Oh,
he's
God.
used to sort of being king and being like
And having any woman he wants.
right, and just kind of taking
Clearly.
yeah, like and going for it. And you know, he does provide a service a little bit. I mean, he
Yeah,
kind of
he
like it's
saved her.
very it's kind of like how like I guess in nature like lions kind of operate where they like fight off
Yeah.
potential people. Clearly in humanity, not how things work.
No, JB, no.
But yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting thing to see him cross that line.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in his head, he's thinking,
Yeah,
whatever
no
brain is
problem.
left, yeah, that he's like, hey, I saved you, you saved me,
Right.
I'm here to protect you, and I hate like. As soon as he was like, I'll figure out a way to get you that son. I was like, it's so weird to hear out of your head. Like, what are you gonna
Gross,
do?
Yeah, just how are you gonna help?
You're gonna bring the sun into
Yeah.
the room? Ah, my eyes. But yeah.
But I
whatever.
also like how Vale, you know, she's obviously a smart
Yes.
woman. You know, her parents were doctors. She's very well trained. She is savvy enough to know sort of what's going on, and she's like playing it very well. She's
Yeah.
like keeping him just enough warmth so he's like,
Everything's
you know,
cool.
I feel like he feels like, okay, everything in time. I'm just not
Yeah.
gonna push it before. But you know, I think she's playing it very well, keeping her head down, not causing any problems, but you know, keeping him away. She does definitely like push him away.
Yeah, and clearly I think he understands it, but again, he's also
Right.
thinking what you said, like in due time. And I'm
Exactly.
like, no time for you. But yeah, but I do like the fact that Vale is being calm because she could be crazy and be like, don't touch me or and this,
Right.
this, and this, and it could be just a whole thing. But I think she also knows because of his condition, she understands. She's like, I shouldn't push it.
Right.
He might. I mean, especially
Hey,
after.
she's playing the long con. Like
Yeah, and
he
that's
can easily
fine.
die from
That's-
anything, like from
Yeah.
a fight or like these crazy people he's with.
I mean, I'm also trying to figure out how. I mean, there's only one baptism, so there's so many people. There, you know, you can't really be killing people who are creeping on her every single time,
Right.
You know, except for this one instance, which again, don't.
Well, yeah, it was
why
more
did
of
you
a
drink
like
that?
you know making an example of that guy to kind of set a tone.
Heck yeah, and it's very interesting because it looked like he was his
Yeah,
right-hand
message
man.
received.
Yes, like again, I thought he was like his right hand man. He trusted him, but as soon as he started staring at Vale, I was like, ooh,
Done.
nope, Quinn
Just
is not gonna
antler
be.
through the eye.
Yeah, oh my god. So I mean, and again, he drank the blood of his fallen foe. Like I remember.
Wait,
how,
I thought it was from the kill, the deer.
was
that
it?
they
I
killed.
don't remember. I definitely thought it was. Maybe because I looked down for a second because I was like, I don't want to see any blood,
Right.
because I get squeamish. So maybe that was what it was. I looked back up and he had the bowl and he was drinking it. So
Well, yeah, I think he passes off the bowl to someone to like,
Okay.
fill it up.
Okay, good.
Then stabs the
Okay,
guy.
all right.
Then
I feel better now.
cuts back to his.
I feel better now.
His deer blood soup
Ooh. Oh,
slash
God, so-
baptizing
Jamie,
Simba.
why?
uh,
Why do you hate me? Yeah, it was just like one of those weird. Well, that's why I thought because Quinn was that crazy. He's like,
Right.
yes, I drink the blood of my enemies. if
He
it
does.
costs me.
he does drink the blood of his enemies. Well, I mean, he might. I wouldn't put it past him.
I would not put it past
drinks
him.
blood.
I mean, he drank deer blood, so I mean, that's just another. Just need to go one more step to human blood. I think we'll just get there. It's gross.
Right.
Gross.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yes, Steven said it was from the deer. Helena Needs
Nice.
Hugs, great username, said, I assume the deer blood in the armadillo, which was cool. I thought it was a skull
Yeah.
at first, but that was definitely an armadillo, and I didn't realize that until I rewatched the episode, and I was like, oh, okay, that's better.
Yeah,
that
I
makes
mean,
me feel a little better.
If you're gonna have an armadillo sigil, you gotta have armadillo
yeah,
balls.
like, it makes sense.
Look,
I was like, I would love to see
come
this
on.
matching set where
Yeah.
you have just stored in this weird fort of yours. So
pretty good
funny.
stuff. Yeah, I mean, well, the dolls or whatever, they you know have the butterfly things.
Yeah, no, I love the symbolism and we talked about that season
Yes.
1 too, like quite a bit. But I do love that even though in the darkest of times, he still has his little armadillo bowl that he's using.
Can't leave home without it. I'm telling you.
Oh, God. Dracula Quinn is what someone said. Cartier said in the chat. Yes, correct. Apparently, he's just living off of that now. Maybe he'll get better from drinking animal blood.
Maybe that cures. That's the cure.
I'm down.
I do like having the Baron back though. His presence was missed a little bit last episode. I didn't realize it until I was like, oh wait, wow.
Yeah, I didn't realize.
Ryder really doesn't do this for me.
I realized how much I missed his voice until he first spoke.
Right.
When he's talking to everybody, I was like, ooh, that Southern gentleman really hit me that time.
Well,
That
he's
was
just
weird.
got this like insane gravitas, and so he's just such a good villain because he is also he has like a soft spot sort of, but it's also like he's such a villain.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just want like he's such a good adversary.
I love it. I can't wait
So
to see.
I say bring it on. Let's have more Baron. I definitely want a intense battle royale of all these factions.
I mean, I'm trying to see if Quinn's gonna get word of the conclave, and maybe he'll go.
I'm
and
sure
try to be
he
like,
will.
Hello, everyone. You thought I was dead?
Man,
Yeah, that would be
what a
insane.
killer entrance that
I
would
think
be.
that'd be great. I mean, I don't know if he'll
so
know because I don't know
badass.
how far out he is from everybody,
Right.
but I would love for him to get word of that. Like maybe like some spy is just kind of hanging out and sends a raven, an owl, I don't know, a Ryder. I don't know how you get mail out to that fort, but like they send it to him and he's like, oh, I must make myself,
Yeah.
whatever to go. And I'll be like, oh my God, it's going to be so good. And then the
That'd
widow's
be
going to be like, oh my God, what now? What do I do?
Yeah, no, can't wait. Very curious to see what Lydia does.
Yeah.
I assume, Sunny is still gonna be on the Oregon Trail back to back
Don't get
to
dysentery,
everybody.
Lydia.
Yeah.
Don't die of
Hopefully
dysentery.
Big B might he's like probably number 1 on that list.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, it's gonna be I really want to see this conclave go down.
I think it's going to be interesting,
And-
especially because we've only seen, 2 other barons, I think?
Right,
We already,
and-
we already killed one of them, I think? Jacoby, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to see, where we left off
Mm-hmm.
with the widow and the I guess whatever
Other barons are
the
left.
barons.
Yeah.
Things are not good.
Yeah.
Things are it's a tumultuous situation.
Yeah.
Things are turbulent.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what happens because I mean I love it because everyone in the chat's like, "Hurry up, Sunday," and I'm like, "Yeah, I need it. I wanna know."
It's so good to have a good Sunday show again.
Yeah,
It's like
and the fact that
leads
it's-
me through the weekend.
And I love that it's not just 6 episodes; like we have full 10 episodes. So
Yeah, it's a full
nice.
season. It's robust.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
very excited.
I was already scared because I was like, "No, we're already halfway through." Oh wait, no, we got 10 episodes.
Right.
We're fine.
Yeah, we're good. We are
False alarms.
cruising.
Yeah.
And so many things have already happened. I love how, again, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
There's so much satisfaction in each episode because of the fight scenes and everything. Like,
Yeah, and the
people are getting
storytelling.
murked left and right,
Oh, so good.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
So keep that up.
I can't
everybody.
wait. It's gonna be good.
Sweet. Yeah, I can't wait either till the next show, which is going to be on Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesdays at 7. I know a lot of people were confused because we didn't really talk about it because we were just so excited to get into the Badlands like pretty quickly.
Oh, of
But yes,
course.
every Wednesday we will be here. JB, myself, and our other 2 guests. We might have trying to get more of the
Definitely.
because we had Aramis last year. We're gonna try to get as many people as we can from the show. But yeah, definitely Wednesday 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be here. Unless obviously there's a break or something else comes up, we will definitely let you know through our Twitters.
Totally.
Yay!
Till then, where can they follow you guys?
Oh yeah, you can follow me all over social media at atorres890. I think this is my only show besides the 100, which is a little bit later today. I think around 10. And then Sense 8 starts May, I think 13th. So definitely check me out there, and also Jedi Alliance every Sunday.
Very cool. And you guys can check me out everywhere at Hey John Blake. Tune in next week.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.